Hey yo man, welcome back. This is your big homie church boy 334, and you are currently tuning into the Chop Shop, bringing some of today's best in holy hip hop. And that track y'all just got done listening to was Image by the homie Andrew McCarter featuring Devin Boswell. And speaking of Andrew McCarter, he's currently on the line. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, bro? How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm blessed, man. How you doing, bro?
I've been doing great, man. God is good.
Amen, man. All day, every day. But hey, yo, for everyone out there who is curious about who Andrew McCarter is, and for everyone out there who doesn't know you yet, hey, I just do me a favor and go ahead and give them a short testimony about yourself.
Go by the name of Andrew McCarter, 26 years old. A little bit about my story, man. You know, I was always raised in the church. I was young from a baby to now. And thing is that, you know, we all get to a point to where we have to seek God for ourselves. And so
Amen.
When I started God for myself, that's when I truly got a real relationship with God. I've been saved since I was young, but I rededicated my life to Christ about 2 years ago. And ever since then, you know, I've been on the straight path, just trying to glorify God.
Amen, man. Shit, that's a blessing. So you say you just rededicated your life about 2 years ago?
Yeah, about 2 years ago, rededicated my life to Christ.
Man, so that's a blessing, man. Being saved, being able to be sold out and completely live for Christ at such a young age is truly a blessing, man. For real. So, man, so you said you were raised in church. So who would you say was your anchor to help get you back to where you are now?
Definitely was my mom. You know, I've had, you know, a lot of people that has imparted, you know, godly wisdom and, you know, the Bible into my life. But, you know, mom was that one that always prayed for me and really just always encouraged me to just, you know, to really get me to where I am now. You know, God first, but definitely mom was a big factor in my life, and other people too, but definitely my mom.
Amen, man. So it's one. Hey, promise them mother. It's something about those mothers' prayers, man. For real, that just it's just always something. Man. It's just even when you're trying to do wrong, it's like you can still hear those prayers in the back of your head, and it's like man, it's just God uses so many of our moms, especially for men, to help bring us on to Christ and bring us exactly what we need to be at. For real, man. So, so is your mom a great influence for you writing music?
Yeah, she is. She's actually a great influence because my mom, she's always been a poet. She's always been a poetry. You know, she's been writing poetry for years, and so that's kind of where, you know, I got my gift from, because I used to always want to be like my mom when it comes to writing. You know, so I would start off writing poetry. So that's how come, you know, God used the gift that I thought was going to be poetry, and he used it for his good, which was, you know, find out to being that it was Christian rap. So that's how Christian rap came from me writing lyrics when I was young. You know, trying to be like my mom. Mom has always been a huge role model in my life, and so just from seeing her writing poetry, that kind of just got me in the mood to write when I was young, and so that's how that goes.
That's a blessing within itself, man. So so besides your mom, who would you say was another influence for you when it comes to you doing music?
Kenton Jones, that's another big guy. Shout out to him, man. It happened a while back. Graduating from high school, one of my teachers, she told me when I was giving out invitations, she said, you know, you remind me so much of a guy named Kenton Jones, and I didn't know who he was at that moment. And so I heard about Kenton Jones, man. The first song I heard by Kenton Jones was "Stay Saved."
Yeah, man.
And so ever since I heard that song, I've been definitely a huge fan of his music. I mean, he's such a great man of God, but he was definitely a big influence, and that was in '09. You know, when I heard of him, and I've been on his music ever since. So he's definitely a big inspiration in my life. Someone who gave me that passion. I've always had the passion to write, but when I heard Kenton Jones, there was just something about that brother that just, you know, just really sparked me to go hard for Christ.
Right, man, that's a blessing. But hey, one thing I can definitely say about you though, that out of a lot of people that I meet, man, is that you have a strong and sincere humbleness, and bro, that right there is something rare that you would see, man, for real. And so, man, you know, and so I really do applaud you for that, man. Just for you staying true and staying humble to who you are, and staying humble to what God has called you to do. So man, it's always amazing because every time I see you perform, it's just like you have everyone's undivided attention. So it's no matter whether you're doing a fast song or a slow song or whatever, man. You literally have everybody's attention. So man, what audience would you say your music is for exactly?
My music, I definitely it's for everyone. Like, you know, the younger people hold a special place in my heart, man, because I know what it was like, you know, being in their shoes. And I know what it was like, you know, just struggling to hear some great music. And so my music is for everyone, you know, but definitely for the young crowd, you know, because we're in a generation now to where younger people, they are gravitating to Christian rap. And with that being said, it's like, you know, I really think God is gonna use that into the times that we're living in, because that's a gift that God is raising up for a lot of, you know, people in the ministry that's into music. I've bumped into a lot of Christian rap artists that are doing Christian rap, and a lot of people are being saved. God is using their gift of Christian rap and to bring people into the kingdom, especially the young people,
right?
Because they're our generation now. You know, they're the future leaders and going to be the future pastors. And so, you know, that's definitely a blessing being able to use Christian rap. And so that's kind of what my music gravitates to everyone. I want everyone to get a message and to hear something about Christ, and that can inspire them and that can encourage them. But I know definitely the younger people gravitate to it more, because a lot of the older people, you know, they like it, but it's just some people just like what they like. And so at the end of the day, I think younger people will always gravitate to Christian rap.
So I gotta ask you this, man. This is something I ask a lot of people, and I always get a lot of different answers on. What do you feel like holy hip hop is standing at in the church house right now?
Holy hip hop, the way I feel about it, it's in the churches. I feel like a lot of people, like especially leaders, they're not too fond of it, and a lot of pastors are. But I really feel like God is gonna use that gift a lot more for the church. I feel like Christian rap is definitely God is gonna raise it up, and I feel like a lot of church people, you know, like even now God is using that Christian rap everywhere. But yep. I feel like Christian rap is a form, you know, because it's the same thing. It's like preaching the word of God through your music. And so, you know, with that being said, I feel like, you know, church, I'm pretty sure soon they will, you know, gravitate to it, because God is using it and He's being glorified through it. And a lot of people look at it in a negative sense, because, you know, that's just rap music in general. They think it's, you know, a message that isn't, you know, about Christ. But when you can put the word of God in your music, it's still preaching the word of God. But I feel like, you know, Christian rap, it should be in the church. I feel like, because God is using it now. So I feel like that's going to be a big thing in the future that God is going to use.
Amen. That's one of the best answers I've heard. I've heard in a while, man. For real, bro. It's not even that I can say to follow that, because man, holy hip hop, Christian rap, gospel rap, whatever you call it, it's still a form of us ministry. You know, man, because you know, bro, just be honest. Everyone isn't called to preach. Everyone doesn't have a voice to sing, man. So you know, so what are we doing? We're taking the talents and the gifts that God has given us to uplift His name, and we're taking our talents and gifts to help spread His gospel, man. So holy hip hop is definitely something that is growing, man. But I believe, I'm a true believer that as long as your heart is right, and as long as you are willing to do everything that God has called you to do, bro, ain't no stopping, man. So hey, man, I got to quit. So are you pursuing any other passions or any other ways to minister?
Definitely Christian rap is it's definitely my goal to minister, but also I'm asking God to use me because I hear a lot there. You could be a youth pastor. I hear it pretty often, and a lot of people say, "I believe you called to preach."
Yeah.
You know, only God knows that, and God will pretty soon show me if that's what He wants me to do, to preach the gospel, that's what I'm doing now through Christian rap. But definitely more than just Christian rap, because at the end of the day, it's more than just music. Ministry is ministry, and ministry is in so many forms. So Christian rap is definitely something I want to do, but definitely later on down the line, I'm looking at other ways, like, you know, even now studying my word a lot, so that, you know, I may have that opportunity to stand in the church and preach, you know. So when that time comes, I'll be well prepared to give a word when God wants me to speak into His people. And so, you know, definitely other ways, whatever God leads me, the Spirit, however the Spirit leads me to go. But Christian rap for now, and moving into some other areas, whatever God is calling me to do, that's the way I'm looking at it.
Amen, bro. And hey, man, you said something that you said that really stuck out to me, was that you said that you're waiting on God to show you that, bro. When I tell you, man, that was on point, bro. For real. Because you said the key words, you're waiting on God to show you, which means that you're putting His will above your will. You putting His needs above your own needs, man. God, bro, when I said that God is going to bless you for that, man, God is truly going to bless you for that. So, man. So before we finish wrapping up everything, how can everybody find you on social media?
They want to follow me on social media. My Facebook page, you can check me out on Facebook, Andrew McCarter Music. That's Andrew MCCARTER Music, MUSIC. You can follow me on Instagram. All together, it's Andrew McCarter Music, Andrew MCCARTER MUSIC. You can follow me on Twitter, Andrew McCarter 3. That's all together with the number 3. If they want to find me, and I post a lot of my events and where I'll be. I try to always give encouraging words, give encouraging videos, my social media. So that's the way you guys can find me. And I have a lot of music. You know, music is available on all media outlets: iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, Spotify. You can check out my music.
All right, y'all. There y'all have it. But hey, speaking of some special tracks, I understand that you got one that you want to play for us before you go.
Yeah. You
want to go ahead and introduce that one?
The one I'm going to introduce for y'all is called Violence. And this song is just basically saying that, hey, we need to stop the violence. You know, one thing that God spoke to me is that every violent situation doesn't deserve a negative reaction. And so we have to remember that even though sometimes it's easier said than done, we're fighting not against flesh and blood, but against fear and principality in high places. We're fighting against the enemy. See, that's the real person who we fight against. It's not against your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad. It's not against your cousin. It's not against your co-workers. It's against the enemy. The enemy can use people to come against you. And so that's one thing you have to know. Even though it's said and done, I know it's not easy. I know, I'm not saying that let nobody run over you. But what I'm saying is that sometimes I just really think that even now, as you look on, everywhere, and you see a lot of videos on Facebook, people fighting, I just really believe that we got so caught up into we got to make a point by fighting instead of selling our businesses and saying, hey, look, it ain't us that we fight against, it's the enemy. And I really think if the world really took that concept and understood what we're really fighting against is the enemy, Satan, and his demons, I feel like this world could be a better place.
Amen.
So this song is called Violence.
Alright, man, there y'all have it. Y'all make sure y'all hit my brother Andrew McCarter up and show him some love. But until then, man, look, y'all enjoy this track, Violence. It goes down today on the Chop Shop. Yeah.